Here's a principle to live by. It says pride versus humility. We're going to get to the end of this principle, and it's going to say something that's it's so good. I can't wait for you to hear it, but I got to get this all of it first here. It says, as Christians, we should be characterized by humility, not pride and arrogance. So we have choice, right? We can be humble, or we can be prideful, and we can be arrogant. It says warnings against pride and exhortations to be truly humble flow throughout the book of Proverbs, and it's going to highlight some different things. It says, number one here, it says, or bullet point, arrogant eyes. Top of the list is 7 things that the Lord hates the most. It says wisdom personified as a godly woman hates arrogant pride. It says pride leads to disgrace. Humility leads to wisdom. Humility leads to honor. Pride leads to downfall. Haughty eyes and arrogant heart indicate sin. Mocking others is a reflection of excessive pride. Let me just stop on that one for a second because I think this is something that we all struggle with. I mean, mocking, I'm going to throw another word in there, gossiping. Mocking others is a reflection of excessive pride. At least I'm not like that person. At least I didn't do that. When really, like, we can't, God, he's the standard. Jesus is the standard, not our neighbor, not our uncle. It says here, humility leads to godly fear. And the last one is pride will ultimately humble a person. Isn't that wonderful? Pride will ultimately humble a person. Here's the part that I've been dying to share with you. It says our greatest example of pride in the Bible. I want you to think about this. The greatest example of pride in the Bible is Satan. Greatest example. And it says our greatest example of humility is Jesus Christ. Complete opposites, right? Prideful, Satan, humility, Jesus. Here's my point. To defeat Satan, we must put on the whole armor of God